She couldn't be tamed, not by man, money or convention. She was never in one place, a fleeting display of higher soul ascension. But if only you could just see her, you'd understand why everyone wanted to be her, even on days when she didn't want to be herself.
The pull of the universe called out her name, so desperate for change to get out of this game, she reached out for freedom. And suddenly time was endless and the days were so untold, so she who was bold took the world in her hands. With no plans but to go to Europe, east and western, wherever the trains would take her. The cities, the mountains, the stations, a jigsaw puzzle that would make her. Not stopping for a minute or ever looking back, exclusive cliche, but now she's on track. All the adventure she wanted suddenly in her reach, and she wanted to taste every second of it. Europe felt like touching distance, her naivety led the way, but after she opened her heart to adventure, nothing could make her stay. Because that first train, trusting herself that she could leave behind her mind and go, little did she know that that first step would stick with her. Like the hit of the heat on the platform, off the train, no clouds, no rain. That panic that you're lost, followed by the relief of what you've gained. Because although in that one moment she felt so alone, she didn't realise that you can never get lost when the whole universe is home. Stumbling through sunny streets, everything maxed into a blur, a whirl of noise, of smells, of colour. So much was so new, the streets of Cologne hugging her as she wandered through. But so much the same in so many places made her realise that a whole population can be defined as a bunch of just faces. Parks of green scattered with the splatters of colour. One night she went to a bridge where you lock your love to one another. She locked hers to the sunset so that she could rediscover who she really was, without him or them or anyone. Waiting for the day her youth was taken away, it seemed like a century, when suddenly she could see that being 18 was less of a dream but a key, that fitted into the lock, allowing you to do everything you've been doing for a year, but without fear. So with her new responsibility and her friends flown in from home, now she'd grown for one night the streets would be her stage, the alcohol reversing her age. One night with her head in the clouds and her dreams in her hands, not knowing where to land, not caring if she did or if. But this girl was not and is not on fire. She would burn too bright, flames licking up, she consumed everything in light. So everyone wanted to be her, in her life, in her shoes.
But if this girl had got to choose, she probably wouldn't be herself. Because who would be themselves?
Slovakia cleared her mind, the air so clean and cold. Chocolate box houses and mist-swallowed hills that rolled. Hiking through streams, it seemed the party was taken out of her, out of the city and in the mountains she knew what to prefer. Because the city entertains your mind, but for your heart to just be free, you have to take some time in the forest just to sit and just to be. She knew who she was, but sometimes she forgot. Some days she'd look in the mirror and feel nothing but lost.
What makes a person strong is not what they've been through, but how. It's not necessarily how they deal with the past, it's how they cope with right now. When the world's going at 90 miles an hour and you can only manage 10. What makes a person strong is when you could choose to stop, but you go on again and again. So she got on another train.
This poem isn't about the distance, but what the miles make you learn. To follow your heart's yearn, to answer the pull that calls you in. It's not a sin to be yourself, whatever you're told online by them or anyone. Because since when did we let other people tell us who we are? How did it get this far? She put down her phone screen and she tossed it away because today she wasn't going to listen to what the Instagram comments say. She was the girl off the rails, but also the girl on track, and going back was no longer a consideration. So here she was, with her head out the window, the wind making her hair dance. He could never keep up with her, he didn't have a chance. Place after place, not wanting to blink in case of missing a sight. They toured the cities in the day and they partied in the night. A fountain that sung and a moment of true appreciation of where they'd come from to get here, every train and every station. She revelled in it all. Above the city they sat and they watched the sun. It made love to the sky, kissing each rooftop until the light was undone. She swore her love for herself would never die. The night got cold and still she stayed as the stars danced around. Smoke-filled lungs and icy fingers, the city was her rebound. No longer wishing her life away or dreaming of another day, because the presence was all she needed.
So she couldn't be tamed, not by the journey, money or him. Now she was back in one place, but no longer waiting for her life to begin. Because now when she looked in the mirror, finally she could see she'd always been the girl that she'd wanted to be. So no one wanted to be her, and they laughed at what she chose. But out of the ashes of condemnment, this girl rose.